All right, now that you've been able to open up ArcMap and bring some data in, you can follow along with the lab Word document, and it asks you to add these additional feature classes from the geodatabase to your map. And I've gone ahead and done that, and it looks something like what we see here. Your colors might be a little bit different, but so you should have opened up these different feature classes. And then I ask you to answer some questions like how many cities are in Florida and how many cities are in these particular counties, and make a map of just these cities that fall within this population, and how many are within Highway 1, 5 kilometers. So to answer these questions, there's always a bunch of ways to answer these questions. So how many cities are in Florida? So you could, if you wanted to, do something terrible like, zoom in and by hand count cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do not do that, right? So if you ever find yourself doing something terrible and tedious, you should stop and try to think, is there a better way to do this? A pretty quick way to do this is if you right click on cities and go to open attribute table. Each of these guys corresponds to a particular city, right? And so this one I can zoom to, and so this is Titusville. It happens to be Titusville, and there it is. It's highlighted. It's highlighted there on the map. And so if I look at, and so each of these corresponds to a city, and so since there's 1,116 of these guys, right? There's that many cities. So that's a really easy way, just down here about the total number of cities there may be. The next question the lab is asking you about, how many are in these 3 counties combined? Okay, you could do different things. You could find those counties, you could highlight those, you could isolate them, you could do some kind of an intersect. You could also use this selection tool. So you could select by attributes or select by location. If we select by attributes, cities, right? We've got cities, and then we've got all of these different things here, right? And where did these come from? So object 1 ID, object cities 20, feature name. Well, these correspond to these ones, right? Objects, cities, X02, feature, name, population range, and so on, right? And one of these guys is county. One of these guys is county. And so again, if I look at my Word document, how many cities are in Lake County, Polk County, and Volusia County combined? Oh, that's interesting. So to answer that, one way to do it might be to go to selection, select by attributes, and to select county, right? So it was equal to, and then I don't necessarily want to type in these things. So if I say get unique values, this will give me all of the different counties. So just for example, I might be interested in the cities in Bay County. This is not what your question's asking, but just for example, Bay County, and it's because I want to know the number of cities in Bay County, and the number and county is equal to Brevard County, for example. And I'm going to apply this thing. Let's see if this works. And I'm going to say, oh, no, it didn't work because I said and there's no city that's in both Bay County and Brevard County. So I need to say or instead. Now let's try, okay, so that's and what we should see is these guys are highlighted. Okay, so this is one of those counties, this is the other county. And if I go back to my cities and I go to the attribute table, this will tell me how many have been selected. So in these 2 counties that I chose, there's 58 cities in these. So you can choose some other counties, and that should help you with that particular question. So these are the types of searches and selections and things that you'll need to do to answer these questions.